Dear students, in the earlier classes, we have seen what is metallurgy and how to concentrate ores. Various methods of concentration we have seen. Now, from the concentrated ore, how to get crude metal may not be so pure. That is said to be crude metal. So, conversion of concentrated ore into crude metal. That's what we are going to see. This involves two steps. First step is converting the concentrated ore into metal oxide. So, before getting crude metal, the ore has to be converted into metal oxide. Second step, reduction of metal oxide. When we go in for reduction of metal oxide into crude metal, in that we are going to see mainly using different reducing agents, but there are thermodynamic principles and electrochemical principles are also involved in the reduction of metal oxide into crude metal. That we will be seeing afterwards. Now, how to convert the concentrate ore into metal oxide and reduction of metal oxide into crude metal. That's what we are going to see now. So, first method, first step, converting the concentrated ore into metal oxide. It can be done by roasting as well as calcination. First one, roasting. The concentrated ore is roasted by heating with excess of air below its melting point. So, excess of air below its melting point. So, below the melting point of the metal. So, that is the main point here, with free supply of air. Excess of air means free supply of air or oxygen, whatever it may be. Both air and oxygen, same. What is happening? The sulfide ores, especially lead sulfide, galena, zinc blende, Cu2S. So, galena, zinc blende, the copper glans. These sulfides are oxidized into corresponding oxides because we are sending in free supply of air, excess air. We are heating below its melting point. What is happening? The sulfides are converted into corresponding oxides. Lead oxide, zinc oxide and cuprous oxide. Valency of copper is 1. If it is 1, we call cuprous. If it is 2, we call cupric. Copper with valency 1, sulfur 2. Therefore, molecular formula Cu2S. Since it is in plus 1 oxidation state, here also it will be getting cuprous oxide and not cupric oxide. Sulfur present here will go in the form of sulfur dioxide, SO2, SO2, SO2. So, how to balance the equation? Oxygen is in the reactant side only in the form of O2, even number. Therefore, in the product side also it should be even number. So, make it 2. When I make it 2 PbO, 2 Pb, therefore 2. 2s we have got, therefore 2SO2. Since we have 4 plus 2, 6 oxygen atoms, 3 O2, that's all. Same thing in all. Whenever we are roasting the metal sulfide with oxygen, it will become metal oxide and sulfur dioxide. Equation will be 2 molecules of metal sulfide with 3 molecules of oxygen, 2 molecules of lead oxide, 2 molecules, 2, 3, 2, 2, wherever it comes. Whenever metal sulfide you are roasting with free supply of air, it will become metal oxide and the sulfur dioxide will get eliminated. The impurities like sulfur, phosphorus, arsenic, sulfur, arsenic and phosphorus. Those impurities will escape in the form of corresponding oxides. Usually, sulfur forms sulfur dioxide, arsenic forms arsenious oxide As2O3, valence usually 3, phosphorus 3 and 5, phosphorus pentoxide. So, sulfur dioxide, arsenious oxide As2O3, because valency of arsenic 3, here 5, therefore P2O5. How to balance the equation? Very simple. S plus O2, SO2 over 3, 2. Therefore, put 3 here, 2 there. P2O5, here it is P4, therefore it has to be 2. 10 oxygen atom, therefore 5 O2. So, these will escape in the form of the impurity sulfur, arsenic and phosphorus will go off. This is roasting. By roasting, we have converted metal sulfide into metal oxide. This is one way for sulfide ores, concentrate sulfide ores can be converted into their oxides by roasting. Roasting, remember, it is excess of air, below its melting point, it has to be heated. Of course, heating is compulsory. Roasting means it is heating only. So, it has to be heated. Then, it is one method of converting metal concentrate ore into metal oxide. Second method is calcination. Second method is calcination. So, here converting the concentrate ore into metal oxide, first metal roasting, first method, second method calcination. In roasting, we have used excess air, excess oxygen. In calcination, limited supply of air, or absence of air, either less oxygen or no oxygen, absence of air or limited supply of air. Here what is happening? The hydrated compounds, crystalline compounds are said to be with water of hydration. Crystalline compounds containing water of hydration, that is hydra, H2O, are eliminated in the form of moisture. So, moisture is eliminated. Moisture is eliminated, I can say, or water of hydration is eliminated. Both are same. If we have carbonate salts, carbon dioxide is eliminated. Elimination of carbon dioxide. So, in both ways we will be getting only oxide. In roasting method, excess air, here limited air. There impurities like sulfur, arsenic and phosphorus are eliminated. Here mainly water of hydration, carbonate are decomposed into carbonates. Let us go into carbonates first. Lead carbonate, cerussite. You might have seen the ore of carbonate, cerussite. You may be knowing calcium carbonate, limestone. Limestone is calcium carbonate. Zinc carbonate, what is it? Calamine. For most of the skin disease, we use calamine, lactocalamine and other things, zinc carbonate. And then dolomite containing calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate. When heated in limited supply of air. Of course, heating is mandatory. It has to be heated strongly. What is happening? Oxygen will go off. Carbon dioxide will go off in all the cases. What else will be getting when carbon dioxide is removed? Lead oxide, calcium oxide, zinc oxide. Here calcium oxide and magnesium oxide carbon dioxide will be eliminated. So carbonate salts, from carbonate salts, carbon dioxide is eliminated. From hydrated compound, say ferric oxide, Fe2O3, containing 3 molecules of water as water of hydration. Alumina, containing 2 molecules of water as water of hydration. We say water of crystallization. Ferric oxide, alumina. During calcination, they become Fe2O3 plus 3H2O. Moisture is eliminated, we say Al2O3, 2H2O. So, we have got metallic oxides. The ores are converted into corresponding oxides. That is said to be first step, converting the concentrated ore into metal oxide in 2 ways. Roasting, calcination. Roasting involves heating with excess of air. Here, calcination involves heating with limited supply of air, strong heating, so that carbonates are losing carbon dioxide, water of hydration loses moisture or water. The next step, reduction of metal into metal oxide. Reduction of metal oxide into crude metal. So, how to reduce metal oxide? So, reduction may be carried out by common reducing agents like reduction of metal oxide into crude metal, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, and then reactive metals. What are the reactive metals? Are active metals, active elements, maybe hydrogen along with that sodium, potassium, aluminum. These are all active metals. Active metals can also be used. Reactive elements I can say, active metals I can say, because I have taken only metals. Carbon monoxide, hydrogen, along with that active metals like sodium, potassium, aluminum can be used to reduce metal oxide into metal. And then in certain cases, we may not use certain reducing agents. Carbon cannot be used to reduce these metal oxides into metals. It may not be used. Carbon monoxide may not be used to reduce zinc oxide, alumina, etc. Carbon monoxide cannot be used. So, all these things can be decided better by thermodynamic principle. When I say thermodynamic principle, the best one is Ellingham diagram. That we will be seeing afterwards. And the electrochemical principle. That also we will be seeing afterwards. And without this thermodynamic principle and electrochemical principle, now by using different reducing agents, how to convert metal oxide into metal, that's what we are going to see now. Especially using carbon monoxide, hydrogen, these are reducing agents. First one, smelting. What do we actually in smelting? What we are doing? Smelting is done in a smelting furnace. We take flux. What is a flux? Flux is a material which can reduce the melting point, at the same time which can combine with the gangue to form slag. Slag will float at the top of the molten metal. It can be removed. So, in smelting, we use flux, and that flux, when heated with metal oxide, what is happening? The impurities, gangue present, get combined with flux to form slag. We have two types of flux, acidic flux and basic flux. If the impurity gangue is Basic, we use acidic flux so that it will form slag combining with basic flux, or basic flux if we use, it will combine with acidic impurity. So depending upon the nature of the impurity, we use the flux. Now, how to concentrate iron ore, that is Fe2O3, by smelting process. Here we use, along with ferric oxide, we may use carbon monoxide as reducing agent. We use reducing agent, flux, and in the smelting furnace we are strongly heating. So ore, concentrated ore is mixed with flux and reducing agent. What is the role of reducing agent? To reduce the concentrated ore and then convert it into metal oxide to get reduced. So to convert iron oxide, iron ore, hematite ore, it is hematite ore. It is mixed with carbon monoxide, reducing agent. Common impurity in ferric oxide is silica. Therefore, we use limestone as flux. Lime as flux. Calcium oxide as flux. So, calcium oxide flux combines with the impurity present in Fe2O3, that is silica. It is the impurity. And it is the slag. Sorry, it is the gangue. It is a gang. The flux combines with the gang to become calcium silicate slag, and it is removed. It floats at the top, can be removed. When heated with carbon monoxide, what is happening? Oxygen is taken up by carbon monoxide to become carbon dioxide and then iron. Carbon dioxide escapes. So we have got metal, crude metal we have got. Calcium silicate is removed as flux. This is regarding conversion of oxide ore of iron into its metal. Sometimes we may have copper ore, copper pyrite. If it is copper pyrite, what we have to do? CuFeS2 is copper pyrites. CuFeS2. Copper pyrites ore is heated with air. First of all, it has to be converted into oxide, therefore it is heated with air. We add the flux. The aim is to remove iron. Iron upon roasting becomes iron oxide. If it combines with silica, it may form slag. Therefore, we add acidic flux silica. Flux added is silica. Silica is the flux that we are adding with copper pyrites. So, copper pyrites ore when roasted with the air in a reverberatory furnace. In a reverberatory furnace. Smelting furnace was used for converting iron ore, a reverberatory furnace. What is happening? Both copper as well as iron will become corresponding sulfide first. Copper will become cuprous sulfide, lower oxidation state. Iron will become ferrous sulfide, lower oxidation state. Sulfur will become sulfur dioxide. These are the products. Copper can exist with valency 1 and 2. Iron can exist with valency 1 and 2. Sorry, 2 and 3. Here it exists with the lower valency. Here also it exists with lower valency. Therefore, CuS, copper 1, sulfur 2, molecular formula CuTS. Iron 2, sulfur 2, therefore molecular formula FeS. 2 and 2 get cancelled, FeS. You will be getting Cu2S and FeS only with lower oxidation state. Don't forget. and then sulfur dioxide. How to balance the equation? Sulfur, 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 3. So, here we have 2 copper, therefore 2. 2 iron, therefore 2. Totally 2 plus 3 plus 4, 4 sulfur balanced, oxygen balanced, that's all. When copper pyrites ore is roasted with air, it becomes cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide. Then the ferrous sulfide is getting oxidized into ferrous oxide, FeO, and sulfur dioxide. This is what we have seen in roasting. When metal sulfide is roasted with air, it becomes metal oxide and sulfur dioxide. And we have balanced earlier 2, 3, 2, 2. This is how we have balanced earlier. That ferrous oxide combines with silica flux. Silica is the flux. Here the impurity is ferrous oxide. Here it is extraction of copper, and therefore iron is considered as impurity. That impurity we may say gangue. It forms slag here, iron silicate. Iron silicate is removed as slag. But this may have little more ferrous sulfide which is unoxidized and not removed. Therefore, at the end of the stage, we will be having the mixture of cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide, which is said to be matte. We get mixture of cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide, which is said to be matte. From matte, we have to get copper. How? We take it into a converting furnace. From reverberatory furnace, it is taken into converting furnace. There, again the process of roasting. With free air, again it is roasted. Any ferrous sulfide if present, it will be converted into ferrous oxide. Again, it will be converted into ferrous silicate and it will go off. It will get removed. In the converting furnace, again, little ferrous sulfide, if any, will be converted to ferrous oxide, combined with flux to form ferrous silicate. It will go off. Now, the cuprous sulfide, what is happening? It will be getting oxidized. A part of cuprous sulfide, like this. I said already, whenever metal sulfides are roasted, you will be getting metal oxide, sulfur dioxide. 2, 3, 2, 2. This is how we have to balance the equation. So, cuprous, always copper will be in the +1 oxidation state. Therefore, cuprous sulfide, cuprous oxide. That cuprous oxide may combine with unoxidized cuprous sulfide, CuTs plus Cu2O. Mutual reduction. They react among themselves, therefore they get reduced into copper. Cu plus SO2. How to balance the equation? Sulfur dioxide, therefore 2. Copper how many? 2 sulfur dioxide. No need to have 2. SO2, 1 sulfur, here 2. 2 oxygen. Here we have 2, therefore 2. 4 plus 2, 6, 6 copper. Since it gives out sulfur dioxide at the hot condition, since it gives out sulfur dioxide, the copper will be having blister type appearance because of the loss of sulfur dioxide. It is said to be blister copper. So, we have got blister copper. By smelting, the metal oxides are converted to metal. That is smelting method. And then various other reduction also we are going to see. Same with carbon, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, or else other metals. The next method is reduction by carbon. Reduction by carbon. Carbon can use as reducing agent, carbon monoxide can be reduced as reducing agent, hydrogen can be reduced as reducing agent, other metals can be reduced as reducing agents. Carbon, that's what we have seen, other metals. Now, using carbon. Certain metal oxides, when heated with coal or coke, coal naturally occurring, coke artificially made, it will be having lot of volatile impurities, and both are carbon only. In a blast furnace, the metal oxides, certain metal oxides, which cannot form carbide. Some metals may combine with carbon to become metal carbide. For those metal oxide, this method is not suitable. So other metal oxides may be zinc oxide, Mn3O4, zinc oxide, manganese oxide, or chromic oxide. What is chromic oxide? Chromite ore, osmanite ore, zincite ore. Zincite, osmanite, chromite. These ores, when heated with coal or coke, what is happening? The carbon takes up oxygen. Carbon takes up oxygen to become carbon monoxide. Zinc carbon monoxide, manganese carbon monoxide, chromium carbon monoxide. I have written the Balanced equation because after all 4 oxygen, therefore 4 CO, 4C. 3 oxygen, therefore 3C. 2 chromium 2. Balancing is not a difficult task. This is done in a blast furnace. So it is not smelting. Reduction using carbon, coke or coal or coke in a blast furnace. So what we are doing? Metal oxides which cannot combine with carbon to become metal carbide can be converted into metal by this method. Here metal oxide is heated with coal or coke. Now metal oxide will be reduced to metal, carbon will become carbon monoxide. Next method is reduction using hydrogen. Certain metal oxides can be reduced to the corresponding metal by using hydrogen. So in this method, we take metals which are having low electropositive than hydrogen, can be reduced using hydrogen. So reduction using hydrogen. Here oxides like silver oxide, hematite. Hematite is Fe2O3. We can choose magnetite, Fe3O4. Silver oxide, Fe3O4, magnetite. Such compounds, when heated with hydrogen, what is happening? Hydrogen combines with oxygen to become water, and we get pure metal. Not pure metal, crude metal. Silver, hydrogen plus oxygen, water. Since we have 2 Ag, 2 Ag. 4 oxygen, therefore 4 H2. We need to use 4 H2, 3 Fe. Simple reactions only, everything very, very simple reactions. So reduction using hydrogen is the third one, because first one smelting, second one carbon, fourth one, third one hydrogen. Next one, reduction using other metals. Other metals. So instead of hydrogen, other metals can be used. Reduction using other metals. What are the other metals which can be used? We set active metals, sodium, magnesium, calcium, aluminum. These are all other metals. So by using other metals, we can reduce certain other metals. The first and important thing is reduction of chromium by aluminum. Before that, in the third method, we have seen reduction using hydrogen, and previously carbon we have seen. We can use carbon monoxide and hydrogen. That can be in the third method itself, using hydrogen as a sub heading. I can say using carbon monoxide and hydrogen. Nickel oxide can be reduced using carbon monoxide and hydrogen. It is said to be water gas. Water gas can be used. Both the components will reduce. Therefore, we need two NiO. One oxygen will be taken up by carbon monoxide to become carbon dioxide. Another oxygen will be taken up by hydrogen to become water. Therefore, we get 2 Ni plus CO2 plus H2. So, water gas can also be used as reducing agent. Now, metal. Very, very important reduction. Aluminium can reduce chromic oxide into chromium. How? Cr, 2Cr, alumina, Al2O3, since 2Al, balanced equation. But it is not so simpler as I have written here. It is somewhat tedious. What we have to do? This method is known as aluminothermite process. Aluminothermic process. What is it? What is aluminothermic process? Here, mixture of chromic oxide and aluminum powder is taken first in a fire clay crucible. We take mixture of chromic oxide and aluminum powder, above which mixture of barium peroxide and magnesium are added. It is said to be ignition mixture. It is added above which, and it is lighted, and it is allowed to burn, maybe using magnesium ribbon. What is happening? Barium peroxide reacts with magnesium to give barium oxide and magnesium oxide. The oxygen is shared by barium and magnesium. We get barium oxide and magnesium oxide. This reaction produces a temperature of about 2400 degrees Celsius. 2400 degrees Celsius. This much temperature it produces because the heat energy liberated is about 850 kilojoule per mole. Delta H may be minus this much. It is because of very high heat energy produced by the reactant, we get very high temperature. At that temperature, aluminum reduces chromic oxide into chromium. This is how a metal can reduce other metallic oxide. We may also use some other active metals like sodium, potassium, aluminum. Likewise, sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium can also be used. So, how to reduce certain oxides using sodium, magnesium and calcium, that we will be seeing now. Boron trioxide, B2O3, rubidium trioxide, Rb2O3, and then titanium dioxide, TiO2, and then thorium dioxide, THO2. These are all metal oxides. These metal oxides can be reduced using these metals: sodium, magnesium, calcium. Sodium, magnesium, calcium. When heated strongly, what is happening? The metal takes up oxygen. The metal takes up oxygen. Sodium will become sodium oxide, Na2O, as the valency of sodium is 1. Magnesium, calcium, valency 2, therefore MgO, MgO. Magnesium 2, oxygen 2, therefore MgO, MgO. How to balance the equation? 3 oxygen, therefore 3. 6 sodium, therefore 6. Boron, 2. Leaving boron, oxygen is taken up by sodium to become sodium oxide. Leaving rubidium, oxygen is taken up by magnesium, 3 MgO. Here also 3 MgO. Therefore 2 Rb. Here MgO 2 MgO. Therefore remaining titanium. Calcium oxide. Calcium oxide. 2 oxygen, therefore 2 thorium. This is how we get metals by aluminothermic process. Finally, auto reduction. Certain metal sulfides, even when heated, metal sulfide when heated with the air, oxygen, sulfur dioxide will go off. You will be getting mercury. The oxide will be formed as usual, as we have seen earlier. Metal sulfide becomes metal oxide. That metal oxide get decomposed. Therefore, it is said to be auto reduction reaction. This is how the metal oxides are reduced to corresponding metals. So first we have seen smelting method. In that we have seen how to extract iron ore and then copper ore from copper pyrite. Next method we have seen reduction using carbon. Third one using hydrogen. For that the electropositive nature should be less than hydrogen. Along with hydrogen, carbon monoxide can also be used. That is water gas, carbon monoxide and hydrogen. Nickel oxide can be reduced to nickel by that method. Then last method, metals. It is not the last method, metals, and then auto reduction. Auto reduction, metal sulfide becomes metal oxide, which is getting reduced. So we say HGS when heated with air becomes Hg and SO2. This is how we are converting concentrate ore into crude metal.